natural.
Why did you want to have an out-of-hospital birth?
Okay, so when I started prepping, when we were talking about having babies, I just always wanted natural birth. My sister actually inspired me that way. She had her first in a hospital and just had birth plan, everything, and so I read some books, and that's what got me started. And I mentioned home birth to Alma, and it was not something we could do right off the get-go for sure. But after baby number 3, I was able to successfully have natural births, and there was some complications, but overall we were a good team, and I knew my body. And so with baby number 4, can't remember who referred me. Actually, it was another midwife referred me to you, and it was really neat because it just fit. I think you know what works best for the flow of your family, and so when I talked to you, I just was really excited for this opportunity, and he was on board and still a little nervous, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah.
At first. And so we got to talk to you more about like complications, what you do in case there was an emergency or any problems with the baby, and I felt confident the whole time. I was always certain that I wanted to have an out of hospital birth. And then just having that experience, Sawyer came fast and furious, and I just remember it was the most intense of all of my birth experiences. And like I said, at the other 3, I didn't have any numbing or narcotics, anything like that. And so kind of knew my body in that one. It was all back labor, very fast, very painful. And anyways, getting in the bathtub, that was the first time I'd ever done water, and it just cut the pain in half. And it was just like, okay, I can take a breath. It was amazing, amazing. I loved it. Then when he actually came out, like he was, what was it? He crowned up here, wasn't it? Or was it right here? Yeah, because they normally crown right here. And so it was really just hard to get him out, and his his shoulder got hitched, and Danielle just got him unhooked like a pro, and it was just really nice and fluid. And so that was the first experience, and we were very impressed, very, very impressed. What did you think of the first birth here in the birth center?
No, we've been talking a little bit about the father's perspective, and I think mine, always growing up, was a very conservative perspective. And so when we first got married, Tasha really wanted to do a home birth or something like that, and I was pretty adamant that that would not happen. I was quite worried about things. So anyway, our first 3 kiddos were actually born in the hospital under various circumstances with doctors and midwives. And as we went through those experiences, we felt like our opinions weren't heard in the hospital and respected by the nurses and doctors. And it wasn't the experience that Tasha wanted in the hospital. And so as we came up to baby number 4, she again really wanted to do it, and I was still quite apprehensive, but with the earlier experiences, we decided to give it a go, and we met with Danielle and some of her staff here, and it was a good experience to meet them and to be around them, because it was a much more comfortable feel. They listened to what Tasha wanted the experience to be like and the experience leading up to it. And then also just the professionalism was there. They listened and kept Tasha on a pretty good regimented routine checkup, and made sure baby was good, and they have the equipment here to make sure that everything's well with the baby. So yeah, and then leading up to that first birth, I was still quite nervous, but everything worked really well that first time. We had him here in the birth center, and Danielle and her staff was right here, ready to go.
And that's one thing I loved about when we got here. I was just almost like, okay, what are they gonna do? Like, are they supposed to be checking me, doing something? And you just sat back, and it was like, oh my goodness, okay, I guess this is on us. Like, and so it was just total freedom to where we could relax. Everything was just low, and I had specific music I wanted playing, and it was just so peaceful. Like even our most peaceful birth at the hospital, it was like times 20 peaceful. It was that's one thing that stood out the most to me with that first birth. And then with baby number 5, Miss Wiggle Worm here, Claire, she was at home birth and I was able to do water birth there, and it was a step beyond peaceful. It was just because it's my home. I love my home, and that's where I feel most comfortable and where I can be most vulnerable. And we're a team, and so I love that. That was my number one thing when I came to talk to the staff with Danielle and everything. I just wanted to make sure that it was Alma and I. It was us, and they were assisting. And even at the home birth, I was kind of like, oh, they're so patient. Like, she was posterior, and they were doing the spinning babies, which is phenomenal. I didn't do it with Sawyer, and I think I could have had an easier delivery. I didn't listen to him with the 4th baby, and we did it with her. And as soon as she flipped, it took about 20 minutes to rotate her, and she was here 15 minutes later. And so their knowledge, everything that is offered with Mermaid Birth, I am very, very impressed. So.
Yeah, and I just think the father's role, I feel like, is to protect your family, and so I think that's why we get apprehensive about having home birth and water birth, because we want the best for our kiddos and our wives to be safe. So, but yeah, it was a fantastic experience, something that I think we'd be very comfortable with doing again, and it was good to go through it to see that they are very professional and everybody's well taken care of and well monitored, and things are managed in a very professional manner. So.